What's up, everyone? Just to let you all know, this episode is sponsored by Foxy Frankie Apparel. They're going to be the new style of street fashion, Harajuku street fashion, bringing it over here to the US. If you use code exclusive right now, you'll get 50% off your first purchase. And soon there will be a Movie Duty code. So what's up, everyone? I'm Kai from Movie Duty. This is Cooper. And we watched something horrible today. Because we're at Movie Duty, where we watch the worst movies so you don't have to. Let's get into this.
Let's do it.
So, we watched Stone Cold with the one and only Brian Bosworth.
Yes, a man whose entire career was built upon his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
If you took Richard Sherman's playing ability away and magnified his trash talk times 10, that's what you get when you have Brian Bosworth. He played 2 seasons in the NFL and he was terrible. Nobody would have ever known his name if not for his mouth. And it got him this movie, and he goes for like a Schwarzenegger kind of light, and it's horrible.
It's his first movie, too. It's his first one.
And hopefully only movie. We can't confirm if he's done any other films.
I actually can confirm he's actually done quite a few. There's some like really weird facts about this movie. Like one, it was supposed to be NC-17 because it was ultra violent in the like original cut, but then they like kind of chopped it up and then they made it rated R. And there's no footage of the original cut. Which also has like Brian Bosworth's character. He has like a backstory, and like the original director got fired because he had some personal issues, and like he just kind of brought that energy on set, I guess. No one knows the full story except Brian Bosworth. Let's break this movie down. You wanna explain?
So this is the quickest plot synopsis that I can come up with. So Brian Bosworth, his name is Stone. And the main
AKA
villains,
Joe Huff. That's his real name.
But his cop name is Stone and his undercover name is Stone. And the main villain of the film is named Chains.
Yes.
So you have quite an interesting
Chains
naming.
Cooper.
Yeah, there you go.
Chains Cooper. That's his legit name.
Was that actually
his
name?
his legit name.
I didn't know his last name. They went for the alliteration.
They called him Chains a lot throughout the movie, though.
Yeah, he's Chains. And he's actually played by Bishop Whalen from the Alien movies, the guy who Ridley is afraid of because he's a robot. So he's like the main villain in the movie. And so the main conflict of the film is you have neo-Nazi bikers versus Italian mobsters. And
versus the government. Yes.
And Brian Bosworth is going to save it all, obviously.
With his mullet, and 90% of the movie, he's not wearing a shirt.
Yeah.
There's like certain scenes, like there's a scene where like they put like a bulletproof vest on him, and then he's like kind of like having fun, and he's shirtless, and then they shoot him, and then it's like, oh man.
He gets shot. And then
I got shot.
He just walks it off like he didn't even feel
It was
anything.
a bigger risk of him putting that on because he was shirtless.
Yeah, but here's what sets up the whole tone of the film is right at the beginning, Brian Bosworth throws out a can when there's an enemy, and the bad guy slips on the can and does a full backflip and lands on his back. And Brian Bosworth is sitting there like, oh, nice landing, bro. And he's just looking at him like he's an idiot. And then the cops come and they're like, you know you're off duty. You're not supposed to be doing this right now. And they're
He's
like,
what do you got to say for yourself?
And he puts on his glasses, clean up on aisle 4.
And then just walks away.
And just walks off. That's all he needs for the government is to just say clean up on aisle 4. So these neo-Nazi guys end up forming this like basically terrorist group that are going to kill the judges who sent one of their homies to the death sentence.
And there's like this politician that's like really pushing for this guy to like get the death penalty. Like there's a scene in the movie where Chains is like watching this like news report, and then he's like rewinding those certain aspect or where the dude just says death and he goes like death, 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 death.
He literally presses the rewind button, hears death, and repeatedly does it.
It's so
and it like
stupid.
close-ups on his face where he's like death, 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 just like that, and it's really uncomfortable. And most of the plot is basically irrelevant. You just have to know that the mobsters are versus the bikers and the government are all fighting one another. So basically the climax of the film leads where Brian Bosworth has been made. We know his name is not Stone. And so the movie ends, he has a shotgun, and since they're a biker gang, of course, Chains is on his bike, and they're in a hallway, and he begins to rev his bike to launch at him, and Brian Bosworth shoots him with a shotgun, and he flies off the bike, and the bike goes flying out a window and crashes into the enemy's helicopter, and they both come crashing down onto a car. So it's a three-way vehicle homicide. That's basically all that there is to really
My favorite
remember.
part, though, of the whole movie is when Brian Bosworth like grabs chains and he like points the gun at his forehead, and then like it clicks and there's no bullet, and then he just throws him like down the stairs, and just seeing his like body kind of just like flop everywhere. It was like the most ungraceful landing I have ever seen in a movie.
Yeah, it's not an Academy Award winner, but it's really a lot of fun if you enjoy old bad Schwarzenegger movies. You'll like it. You'll like it.
It's
Has
an early '90s action movie.
yeah, I mean, like the movie is called Stone Cold.
Stone
Right.
Cold.
Yeah, I mean Brian Bosworth.
He was stone cold the whole movie.
Yeah,
too.
his face does not move. He does not change his facial expression the entire time. I actually thought it was going to be horrible.
Yeah.
And it was actually a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I thought it was a fun movie.
And that's why it goes number 10 on my worst movies list. Because, you know, like, I enjoyed it way more than Reefer Madness.
Yeah, Reefer Madness was not enjoyable.
But you know what? If you guys want to watch a cheesy action movie, this is the one right here.
Yeah, so check it out.
And also,
Stone Cold.
shout out to Colin for letting us film here. And
Mhm.
shout out to his studio. Love you.
Who is Colin?
True.
No one will know what that means.
Here we go, I got it.
You gotta stop.
3, 2, 1. Big shout out to Colin for letting us record this episode at his place today.
Colin is currently producing my album, Boy Named Kai, which drops this summer. You can find him on Instagram at ColinView. Alright, man. Well, this has been fun.
Yeah, man. I don't ever want to see Brian Bosworth in a movie ever again.
I think we might revisit him. He's got some other movies that I might want to check out.
All right, well, this has been Movie Duty. We watch the shitty movies so you don't have to.
All right.
All right, so thoughts, opinions, how'd it look, how'd it go, what's up?
Shout out to Colin.
I actually thought it was okay. I thought it was like a solid 6 out of 10. I didn't think it was bad at all.